Il y a près de 57 millions de Latino-Américains ici aux États-Unis et lors du 8 novembre, ils vont représenter 12 % des électeurs. Comme les Afro-Américains, c'est une première dans l'histoire des États-Unis.
Et selon le Pew Research Center, les milléniaux d'origine latino-américaine ne sont pas très enthousiastes à l'idée de voter pour Hillary Clinton, mais il y en a le 2/3 qui vont le faire pour contrer Donald Trump.
Et il y en a d'autres qui ne voteront pas parce qu'ils sont sans papiers, comme ce jeune restaurateur de 26 ans que nous avons rencontré.
Have you made your choice? We're 1 week away.
Well, yeah. Well, we can't vote because we're undocumented, and like I'm in asylum proceedings. So, but
You
I
don't
think
have your papers?
no.
And you
Yeah,
have a business?
yeah, because we have a small, like an LLC, which is a limited liability company. So we can file like all our taxes, payroll, sales taxes, corporate taxes through the business. So it's actually kind of a loophole in the system that it's easier to be a business owner if you're undocumented than to be a worker. Because if you're a worker, many of times you have to work under the table.
Honestly, the two people that are being shown on the big screen, I feel like aren't the right representation of what the U.S. should be.
What is the reality of your family since you're the only one that was born here and they're all undocumented?
I'm still treated as an undocumented, even though I was born and raised here in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, like I do not.
And how is it?
So, for me, like for example, college, I was denied FAFSA. I was denied financial aid just because of my parents' background.
Because they don't have any papers.
Exactly, because they are undocumented.
And what is the next step for them to get these papers?
They've been trying for 23 years now, and yeah, and everybody just keeps beating around the bush, and the law kind of side.
My parents came here over 20 years ago from Mexico without papers, and so they really had to, scrape and save wherever they could. And I don't think those are like real lessons that Trump ever learned. And we see, because otherwise I don't think he would have targeted the immigrant community so much. The immigrant community is one of the most entrepreneurial communities. And you see so many small businesses rising up here, but the fact that so much of them fall is because there's just not that much support. Housing for lower income people, I think you hardly hear about working class or the working poor. It's mainly like expanding the middle class, and really you can't do that without having a stronger base in the working class. And that's what affects us, just better fair housing that has protections from unscrupulous landlords, better jobs in this economy, more support for small businesses like this one. We don't really have access to much like...
What kind of support?
Like when we started off, like now, this is our 7th year in the business, but
Good.
For the first 3 years, it was really hard economically, and I think more access to fair borrowing and lending, especially credit, would have been helpful.
Qué linda está